G'day everyone, welcome back to Pete's Investing. It's the NIKKEI market update for September 5th, 2023. On the daily, first off, you can see here we've got this couple of lines here. We've got a resistance line here at 34,015, and it's been bouncing up in this range between this Fibonacci range, and it's currently sitting around the 78% on the daily since our last update, when it was sitting around the 61%. So it's broken up through that, so more bullish on the Japanese Nikkei. But you'll notice as well a couple of things to look out for. First of all, the Stochastic is still in the around the overbought territory. This is the midpoint, so still in the overbought territory, although making some grounds further to the upside and gravitating back towards this moving average. On the CCI though, just be careful. We had this bearish CCI versus the price, and it actually bounced down from there, went sideways, and it bounced off that resistance, as I said. Now it's gravitating back towards this resistance, and it may go high. You can see here it's still, the CCI is ever so slightly breaking high, but it's still below its high point there. Now let's go to the hourly just to get a bit more clarity in terms of what's potentially happening. You can see here on the hourly we did have this minor support at 31,252, and we've got this new minor resistance at 33,092. There's that major resistance on from the daily, that 34,015. So what's happening now in the short term, you can see here we've got a bearish divergence on the CCI versus the price. Now we did draw it up to that point in our last video, and since then the price has kept accelerating past that point, but you'll notice the CCI, if I zoom out, it's still lower than its entry point. So we can effectively move that to that point. That's still a bearish movement on the CCI, and we can move that one to that point there. Now that's our new resistance, minor resistance, and you'll notice the Stochastic has reached the overbought territory and hasn't made a huge break to the downside yet. It's still within a range there, it's still within a channel. But you will notice as well, we've included this new indicator down here, which is a multiple indicator. One I've did a video on just recently. Links in the description below, and you'll notice that we've got a few bearish outlooks since that bearish divergence has been shown. So what I try to do is I marry the CCI divergence with the price, but also if that CCI divergence correlates with this new indicator, that gives us a bit more confidence in a bearish outlook. So you see here it started back here with a bearish indicator on that, as well as the bearish CCI, and it's given us a couple of other bearish knocks to the downside. So basically what it's saying is it's potentially going to break to the downside any time, so just be mindful of that. And what we do is we look at drawing a Fibonacci between, go back to this low, when it works, to that low to that high, and we always choose the closest Fibonacci target, which will be that 23% down to about the 38% level. So that'll be our initial target area, and we look at it breaking below this channel. And so we'll draw that channel there. Nice, hit a few lows there, and within that range, and another couple of lows there. So when it breaks below that, that'll be our initial target area. Of course, it may go lower, and as I always say, if it breaks below the 61%, then we're going to look at almost a full trend reversal in this hourly range. But at the moment, it's still slightly bullish, but we may see a bit of a retracement to the downside in the short term. So if it breaks below that, we'll keep an eye on that. Otherwise, if it breaks higher than that resistance, then we're going to keep tracking it, and as long as this CCI stays below the high point there, we're going to continue looking at it as a bearish divergence. Otherwise, if that breaks higher, then it's going to invalidate the divergence, and all stops are out, and we keep going and keep monitoring it going up to the upside. But at the moment, we're expecting it to break to the downside, and if it does break outside this channel, that's our initial target range. So to understand how to trade some of the trend trading strategies, but also reference this new indicator down here, links are in the description below, but also support us on Patreon, where we look at weekly scans of stocks, currencies and commodities. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in a future video.